Today's lesson is on chapter 7, lesson 5. It's called, it's a problem-solving strategy, which is, let's start over. Oh my goodness, okay. Wait, okay. So we know we have 5/8 of a mile on Monday, and so we have to start with what we know and then work backwards from there, okay? So if on Monday she rode 5/8 of a mile, and then we look at the one right before that, so we look at this one here, and it says what? 1/8 mile more than Sunday, right, is what happened on Monday. So if we know that Sunday is 1/8 mile more, Monday's miles is 1/8 mile more than Sunday, what do you need to do to figure out what Sunday is? Ashika.
You have to subtract 1/8 from 5/8.
Right, because the 5/8 is more, but if we want to figure out what Sundays is, we have to subtract, okay? So you would take 5/8 mile, and you would subtract 1/8, okay? Okay? Then we have, that makes, what happens to Sunday then? What does Sunday become? Naomi?
4/8.
Very good. So 4/8 is equal to Sunday. Now, do we want to know what Sunday is?
Yes.
No. In order to find out Fridays, right? Yeah. So now that we know what Sundays is, Sunday up here says what? 1/4 mile less than Saturday, right? So if it's 1/4 mile less than Saturday, and that's Sundays, what do we have to do to figure out what Saturday would be?
1/2 more than.
Tom?
You have to add.
Exactly. We would have to add 1/4. So now you're going to take 4/8 and you're going to add 1/4, but they are different denominators. Is one a multiple of the other?
Yes.
Yes. Is 4 a multiple of 8?
Yes. No.
No. Is 8 a multiple of 4?
Yes.
Yes. Be careful, right? Okay, so we're going to change 1/4 into 8ths. How many times do I multiply to get to 8?
2.
Times 2 times 2 to both sides. You get 2/8. So what is 4/8 plus 2/8? That equals 6/8. Okay? So now that is what is equal to Saturday. Okay? So I'm going to make a new. So if we know that we have 5/8 on Monday, 4/8 on Sunday, and we just figured out that we have 6/8 on Saturday. Okay, let's back to. Okay, so if we look at that, we see that we want to go from Saturday, and then from Saturday to Friday, it said it was 1/2 mile more on Friday. So what do we have to do? What operation do we have to do to figure out what Friday is? Nishant.
You have to subtract 6/8 by 1/2.
Very good. 6/8 minus 1/2. Now, are the denominators the same? No, so we have to change it, right? What is a multiple of what? Mark.
4 and 2 equal 8.
Yes, so 2 becomes 8, right? And you multiplied by 4 to do that. So 1 times 4 is 4, making my new fraction, my equivalent fraction, 4/8. 6/8 minus 4/8 equals 2/8. Is that in simplest form? No. You can divide both sides by 2 to give you 1/4. Okay? So, how much did Laurie ride on Friday? 1/4 of a mile. Laurie rode 1/4 mile on Friday. Box your answer. Okay, so number 1 on page 159, we're going to solve using the ask yourself questions. So the ask yourself questions are, did I choose the right information to start with, and what operation will I use for each step? Here we go. Sonia and Adam need ice for their fruit smoothie. They have 1/4 cup. So we have 1/4 cup more raspberries than ice. They have 1/8 cup more bananas than raspberries. They have 1/2 cup of bananas. How many cups of ice do they have? That's what we're trying to figure out. What is our given information? What do we know? What did they give us? Ishika?
That we have half a cup bananas.
Right, that we have a 1/2 cup of bananas. This is the information that we do know, right? And now we want to work backwards. And remember, the ask yourself question is, did I choose the right information to start with? Yes, we did. Check. 1/2 cup of bananas. Now the next question we need to ask ourselves is, what operation will I use for each step? So I'm going to start with the 1/2, but what do I need to do? Do I need to add? Do I need to subtract? Do I need to multiply? Do I need to divide? What operation do I need to do in order to find out how many cups of ice there were? And what's the next one? Yuna. So what information do I have next? Eighth cup more bananas than raspberries. Very good. So I know I need to use the 1/8. But what am I going to do with that 1/8? Am I going to add it? Am I going to subtract it? What am I going to do? If it's 1/8 cup more bananas than raspberries, and I have a 1/2 cup of bananas, but I need to figure out what the raspberries are, what do I need to do, Yuna? Subtract. Very good. So I'm going to subtract 1/2 minus 1/8. Okay? So are they the same denominator?
No.
So what do I need to change? Vedant.
Multiply the 1/2 by 4.
Very good.
Both numerator and denominator.
Very good. So my new problem becomes 4/8 minus 1/8, which equals 3/8. Now that we have the same denominator. Okay. So that means I have 3/8 cup of what?
Ice.
No.
Raspberry.
Of raspberries. Now that I know I have 3/8 cups of raspberries, so I've done this, I can cross that off. What am I going to do next? Harshit.
You add 3/8 plus 1/4 because it says 1/4 more ice than raspberries.
So if I have 3/8 cups of raspberry, but that's more than ice,
Oh, you subtract.
subtract. Very good. The opposite, right? So you want to subtract 1/4. Now, do they have the same denominators?
No.
No. Okay. So what am I going to change? What am I going to change? Hyuya. Very good. 1/4 changes into 2/8. How did you know that? You multiply by 2 for both the denominator and the numerator to make it the same denominator. So now we can do this problem. What is 3/8 minus 2/8? Everyone?
1/8.
Okay, so what does this 1/8 mean? You have 1/8 what? Cup of ice.